The Galactic Council was in session. Floating high above the red clouds of planet Pharaohs, delegates from the Varnic Alliance, the Krython Swarm, and the mighty Zellan Empire sat in their golden chambers, arguing about the latest rebel attacks. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. A sharp tone echoed through the chamber. It was a distress signal. Or, no, it wasn't a cry for help. The voice was deep, human, and calm. "This is Earth Command. Stand down." The message repeated twice. Then silence. Council members looked at each other in disbelief. Earth. That was impossible. Earth had fallen during the Last Stand War over 100 years ago. The planet was thought to be nothing more than radioactive dust and frozen oceans. A Varnic delegate clicked his mandibles. This must be a trick. A rebel prank. But the room was already buzzing with unease. Earth was located inside a restricted zone. No ships were allowed near it after the destruction. And yet, that message had cut through every encrypted frequency. No one even knew there were working transmitters left on the planet. Back at the Empire's military command station orbiting planet Zorath, General Craig of the Zellan Empire leaned over a holographic map. He ordered his scout ships to investigate. "We'll confirm it's nothing," he grunted. "Then wipe out the source." 3 fast-moving scout ships were dispatched to Earth's orbit. As they approached, the stars around them flickered strangely. 'Twas as if someone was watching. On board the lead scout, Commander Veltar looked out the front glass. "We're detecting unknown energy spikes," he said. Then came static. Then silence. The command station received one final short transmission. A scream. Then the screen went black. One of the ships had vanished. No wreckage. No signal. The second ship, trying to pull away, sent a final image before losing connection. The image was haunting. A single figure, clearly human, floated in space. No helmet, no ship. Just a man in a black uniform standing upright in zero gravity. Eyes open, watching. He looked alive, but that wasn't possible. No being, not even the Krython war bugs, could survive unshielded in space. Back at the council, chaos broke out. The signal had reached their deep space sensors as well. Scientists scanned the image frame by frame. There were no spacesuits, no air tanks, and yet, the human looked calm, almost bored. He was watching. The ship before it exploded whispered a technician. General Krog demanded answers. "We destroyed them. We turned Earth into a graveyard. It has to be rebel technology." But a quiet voice from the science division replied, "No rebel has this kind of power." Word spread fast. Across the galaxy, colonies and outposts received the same message. "This is Earth's command. Stand down." At first, some laughed. Others ignored it. But then, explosions began. Small ones, precise Empire bases hit by invisible energy strikes. Outposts sabotaged with no sign of enemy ships. Something or someone was warning the galaxy. And it had started from Earth. Back on Zorath, a lone probe damaged, but still functional, returned with one last message. It showed the human figure, again, but this time he was closer to the camera. His mouth moved. A whisper. "This was your final mistake." The message ended. In the council chamber, silence fell. "Activate war protocol," General Krog barked. But others hesitated. A long-dead planet had just spoken. And something had returned with it. Word spread like fire through the stars. Planets whispered. Colonies panicked. The signal from Earth was not just a message, it was a threat. At Zorath Command Station, General Krog stood over the shattered probe. The image of the humancom, alive in space, looped on the big screen. "He should be dead," a Krython tech officer hissed. "No suit, no ship, no fear." Krog growled, "Send the Reaver, now." The Reaver wasn't just any ship. It was the Empire's most feared battlecruiser. It's 10 kilometers long, equipped with plasma cannons, particle disruptors, and psychic dampeners. It had destroyed moons before breakfast. Its mission: go to Earth. End this ghost story. Meanwhile, far across space, the human in black stood on the shattered remains of what used to be Earth's orbital defense ring. Now just a graveyard of broken steel and burned satellites. But the man wasn't alone. Others were waking up. All around Earth's orbit, machines hummed to life, machines no one had seen in a century. Satellites that were thought to be space. Junk began blinking. Massive old weapons, long dead, began rotating again. Buried deep within Earth's crust, something ancient stirred. Earth was preparing. On the Reaver, Commander Eula of the Varnic species paced nervously. She was young, sharp, and not so sure about this mission. "Why would we even poke Earth again?" she muttered. "We destroyed them. They're ghosts." A human tech assistant. On board John, Keller overheard. He didn't smile. Instead, he whispered under his breath, "You should have left Earth alone." The Reaver reached the edge of the restricted zone. Entering Earth space in 3, 2, 1. And then everything stopped. Time froze for 3 seconds. Not for the crew, but for the ship. Systems blinked out. Lights turned blue. The ship's massive engines shut down. Then the screens turned on. The man in black was there. Liv. He was sitting in a chair staring straight at them. Behind him, Earth rotated silently. "You've made a mistake," he said. "One last time." "Commander." Eula stood up. "Who are you?" He looked straight through the screen. "I'm what's left. I'm what you forgot. I'm Earth's memory. And I'm awake now." Then the screen went black. Suddenly, the Reaver's systems came back online, but something was different. Their weapon systems were gone. Every cannon, missile, and torpedo had been disarmed remotely. "Impossible," an officer screamed. "That's not technology. We don't even understand how." Boom, the Reaver's lower deck exploded. Fires spread, but there were no ships. Nearby, no enemy. Just Earth, watching. Back at the Galactic Council, alarms screamed. Dozens of warships sent to Earth were vanishing. And the message repeated across every frequency in every language. "This is Earth's command. Stand down." Some tried to fight, some tried to run, but the ones who listened, they began to see the truth. The humans hadn't died. They had been waiting. And now they had returned. The galaxy was in shock. One by one, the Empire's strongest warships vanished near Earth. No distress signals, no black box, just silence. And always just before the end, they received the same message. "This is Earth Command. Stand down." Inside the council chamber of Verx-9, the Empress of the Galactic Empire slammed her metal fist on the table. "This is not magic," she roared. "It's human technology, old, yes, but impossible to match. You must know how they did it." Her top advisor, a four-eyed strategist named Vorn, leaned in. "They disappeared for 100 years. We thought we destroyed their planet during the Last Stand War, but it seems Earth didn't die. It hid." Meanwhile, on Earth, deep beneath the surface in a black bunker, old systems blinked awake. One room held rows of glass pods. Inside, the pods were humans, not just any human soldiers. Genetically enhanced, augmented, perfect. One by one, they opened their eyes. "Status," one of them asked, sitting up. His name was Commander Hale. A robotic voice answered from above. "You are in Activation Cycle 7. Earth Command has reawakened. The Galactic Empire has entered restricted space." Commander Hale stood, stretching his arms. They cracked like stone breaking. "How many of us are left?" Key asked. 50,000. All combat ready, all waiting." Commander Hale looked up at the camera. "Time to go to work." Orbit floating above Earth, the old space stations were changing shape. They weren't stations anymore. They were weapons. Gigantic railguns emerged from what once looked like debris. Invisible drones buzzed silently across the darkness. Satellites started aligning like chess pieces. The solar defense net the Empire thought it was destroyed was coming back online. But it wasn't just Earth defending itself. It was planning something bigger. Far across the galaxy, in the dark moon colony of Kirisfor, John Keller, the only human on the Empire's Reaver ship, had escaped during the chaos. He found an old hidden terminal in the colony. He entered a code he hadn't used in 25 years. The screen blinked. EarthNet access granted. Suddenly, a map appeared. Every star system with a human sleeper cell lit up. Dozens. Humans had been hiding not just on Earth, but everywhere. John smiled. They're not ready for this. Back on the Council's capital planet, Empress Drexa looked out at the stars. I want full invasion, she ordered. No more warnings. Crush Earth, but her general hesitated. There's something you should see, Empress. He showed her a deep scan of Earth's moon. Hidden inside, it was something massive. Natural, a structure, bigger than any ship the Empire had ever built, and it was waking up. On Earth's dark side, Commander Hale stepped into an old underground command room. He placed his hand on the control pad. The walls glowed. A voice spoke again, targeting systems online. Stealth tech active. Dimensional gate warming. He smiled. You thought Earth was gone? He whispered. You were wrong. The Galactic Empire moved fast. Hundreds of warships raced toward Earth's solar system. Their engines lit up. The stars behind them, on every screen across the galaxy. News feeds showed the same terrifying image. The Empire's fleet was preparing for total war, but on Earth it was silent. Too silent. Commander Hale stood in the ancient command bunker under the Rocky Mountains. His eyes were cold, his voice calm. Let them come. Beside him, old machines hummed built hundreds of years ago now. Fully awake, they weren't just weapons, they were smart. They remembered. In orbit around Jupiter, the Empire's lead scout cruiser approached a strange object. It looked like a broken satellite floating, harmless. But when they scanned, nothing showed. No power, no heat. Then a single light blinked red. EMP spike detected. Someone shouted on the bridge, "Too late!" A shockwave ripped through space. Every system on the cruiser went dark. Engines, weapons, lights, gone. And then a message appeared on every screen. This is Earth Command. Leave now. On Mars, inside an abandoned research station, a small device turned on by itself. It glowed blue, then purple, then black. A ripple spread from it through space, through time. This was Earth's real weapon, not guns, not ships. But time-bending technology, created in secret, forgotten, now ready. Commander Hale watched the readings. Activate Project Echo. An AI responded. Timeline fork initiated. Galactic future destabilized. Earth had built something the galaxy never understood. Something that could change history. Back in the Empire's command ship, panic was growing. We don't understand their tech, General Korvik growled. They're bending physics, making our scanners lie. A young officer shouted, our ships near Earth are vanishing, one by one. Vanishing, no debris, no signals, just gone. Empress Drexa stared at the war table. Her claws tapped the metal. Maybe we made a mistake, she whispered. Her general looked at her. They're not defending anymore, he said. They're preparing to strike back. Far below Earth's surface, Commander Hale opened a hidden vault. Inside was a sphere dark as space. Silent, it was the Singularity Core, the last weapon ever built before the Last Stand War. It had only one purpose, to erase a star system in seconds. Hale nodded. We warned them, he said. Now it's our turn. He walked toward the control room, followed by soldiers in dark armor, humans trained in silence and shadows. Above them, Earth's skies started glowing, not with fire, but with something worse. The past, present, and future were merging. The Empire didn't understand. They thought Earth was weak. They thought humans had disappeared. Oh, they never asked one important question. What if Earth let them believe? That, and now, they would find out. The Galactic Empire had made a mistake. A big one. They thought Earth was quiet because it was weak. But silence can be deadly, and now the humans were ready to answer. Above Earth, dark clouds gathered in space. Not natural clouds, but machines. They were hidden drones, satellites, and stealth ships silent for hundreds of years. Now they moved together. Perfect formation. Each one powered by dark energy, AI-controlled, faster than anything the Empire had ever seen. Commander. Hale gave a single order. Launch. A signal burst out from Earth faster than light. It reached the hidden swarm, and all at once, the sky lit up. On the edge of the solar system, near Pluto, the Empire's fleet held position. Admiral Carr stood on the bridge of the destroyer Obsidian Fist. His scanners showed a clean system. No defense fleet, no traps, just Earth, alone. "Prepare orbital strike," he said. But before the words left his mouth completely, boom, a ripple of blue light tore through space. 3 Empire ships exploded without warning. Another was cut clean in half. No projectiles detected. A crewman yelled. Then Hal the Admiral shouted, but was cut off. The screen flashed white. An incoming signal. It wasn't a message. It was a map. A full layout of the Empire's fleet. With every week. Spot marked in red. "You are surrounded," said a voice. "This is Earth Command. Last warning." At the Galactic Council headquarters, chaos erupted. Alien leaders shouted over each other. Some demanded retreat. Others screamed for more firepower. But the screen showed only one thing. Earth's weapons were too advanced. A single human stealth. Drone had reached their home planet undetected and shut down half the planetary grid. No shots fired, no ships lost. Just total control. One counselor whispered, "We picked the wrong enemy." Back on Earth, Commander Hale watched from deep below. He didn't smile. He didn't celebrate. He knew what came next. "We held the line," he said. "Now we send the message." An ancient terminal hummed to life. It hadn't been touched. In 100 years, inside, a message written long ago blinked, "In case they return." Hale pressed send. A wave of pure energy flew out into the galaxy, visible across hundreds of systems. Not a weapon, a memory. Showed every war, every betrayal, every time the galaxy turned its back on Earth. And then it ended with a simple warning. Earth is not your colony. Earth is not your battlefield. Earth is your equal. In the Empire fleet, ships turned and fled. Not all. Some tried to fight, but it was useless. Drones moved like ghosts. Lasers curved mid-flight to find weak spots. Even black holes opened suddenly in space, swallowing capital ships whole. In less than 30 minutes. The Empire had lost more than half its fleet. In the dark space between stars, a lone Empire survivor sent one final report. "We never understood them. We thought they were broken." But humans are something else. Not gods. Not monsters, just unstoppable. Earth had spoken. The galaxy would never forget it. But deep below, in the silence of Command Vault 9, Commander Hale whispered, "This was just the first message. The real war hasn't even started." The Galactic Empire crossed the line. Earth's final warning shook the stars, written in third person. Using simple English, with high suspense and emotional weight. Part 6. The stars remember Earth. The stars were no longer quiet. Galactic. Broadcasts changed overnight. Once, the Empire's voice ruled them all. Now, one word echoed across every channel. Earth-fleeing ships told the tale. Humans still live, they said. They were watching, they were waiting, and now they've returned. The Galactic Empire was broken. Its high council was silent, its fleets scattered and hiding. No one trusted each other anymore. All it took was one counterstrike. Commander Hale stood in the command chamber deep beneath Earth's surface. Screens floated around him, showing reactions from across the galaxy, civilizations celebrating the Empire's defeat. Old allies of Earth reaching out apologizing. Rebels waving human flags even though they had never met a human. Hale didn't smile. He only asked one question. Do they finally understand? His second in command, Lt. Wren, looked up. Some do. Most are afraid. Hale nodded. Fear is not our goal, but respect is earned. On the shattered edge of Empire space, a secret council formed. Not everyone wanted peace. Some saw Earth's power as a threat that must be destroyed before it spreads. So they formed the Circola Shadow Force of warlords, mercenaries, and fallen admirals. They would do what the Empire failed to do, crush Earth, silently, from within. But Earth knew. Old Earth satellites, once dormant, now hummed with life. AI cores lit up. They didn't just guard space, they read the future. One AI, called Orion, spoke aloud. In 3 days, the Circle will strike. Target Mars Colony Relay. Objective: cut Earth's voice. Commander Hale gave a single reply. Let them try. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, something else stirred. Ancient records awakened in alien museums. Old footage nearly forgotten showed the first human explorers, smiling, curious, brave. They didn't conquer. They helped. They died alongside allies. They sacrificed for others. And then they vanished. For centuries, the galaxy thought Earth was gone. But the truth was darker. They weren't gone. They were erased by the very powers they once saved. The memory sparked a fire. 1,000 systems rebelled against Empire rule. Old Earth allies came out of hiding. On the world of Taraxis, children painted human faces on walls. On the moon of Verax, the rebel anthem changed its final line. We rise not alone, but hand in hand with Earth. Back on Earth, Commander Hale watched it all. Stood outside for the first time in years. Above him, stars blinked like eyes. He whispered, not to anyone else, but to the galaxy itself. We're not looking for war. We want peace. But if you come again, if you try to silence us again, we will remind you, humanity does not kneel. In space, a new fleet launched, not to conquer, not to destroy, but to warn humanity had returned. And this time, they would not disappear.